Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to look at Coquette. Coquette is a lovely, simple gypsy jazz tune, originally written in 1928 as a foxtrot by Greg Lombardo and his orchestra. It was recorded by Django and Stefan in 1946, and that recording featured a bass intro and bass solo, which is quite a rare thing in gypsy jazz. Some might say thankfully. There's a great live video of this by Yosho Stefan Trio, and there's a great fiddle solo on that version. I'm going to give you the basic melody and then some ideas for decorating the melody and for soloing. So let's start off with the melody. And I have to say that in most recorded versions of this you won't hear the B section at all, because either nobody knows it or nobody likes it. But by the time you get to the bridge, then everyone is into a solo. But I am going to show you what I've got for the original solo to start with. So the most important phrase is the opening phrase. So that is the main thing that you have to learn. So we're in the key of D. Now for that, 2, 3, 4, open is what I'm doing. I think that's a lot easier than sliding your third finger. 1, 2, 3. Now some people, I think, will go there for the last note of that phrase. That's what I've got, but take your pick. Then we have more or less a repeat. And again on that note, because it's an E minor chord, I think that fits better than that. But again, take your pick, whatever suits your ear, or listen to a few versions of this and decide which you prefer best for that. Then the bridge. You can see why people don't really like this bridge. It doesn't do very much. The important thing about it, as we will come to, is the E chord, which is not obvious and you could miss it if you didn't know it was there. Then it's back to the A section. Okay, let's just go through that straightforwardly with the backing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's our starting point. Now one obvious thing to do is on the repeat of the A section after on bar 9, go up an octave. Because otherwise there's nothing really happening between the first and the second parts of the A section. We have some quite long gaps, such as at the bar 7 and 8. If you're just going to play that and then stop, then that's pretty boring. So find some kind of fill to go in there. What we've actually got in there in terms of chords is a turnaround, which you can either choose to go with, something like that. I think that's unnecessary. Just go with something around the key of D, something that flows nice and freely, and try and find ways of loosening up this melody. The opening phrase, you can play it either long and smooth, or you can do that as a variation, which is nice. And doing it at the heel will really add to the attack of that. And it's really nice to alternate the feel of attacking at the heel and the really smooth kind of romantic way of playing. The opening phrase also lends itself to parallel fifths, either or that kind of chromatic thing. When it comes to the bridge, the important thing in terms of improvising is going from a D major to a D7. Although some people have a 2-5-1 at the beginning of the bridge, but I've got D7, so it's going from D major to D7. Now when it comes to the E7, I think it's really important that you get in the G sharp note, and also then to mark the E going to the E minor. So some kind of lick that has that G sharp in, and then taking that lick down to G natural will show that chord change. The E7 is also an opportunity for that classic Grappelli lick, which works best on that single chord of E7. So that'll fit in nicely. And the A7 there is a perfect place to do this lick, an augmented lick, where you turn the A7 into an A+5 or A augmented with an F natural in there. And that is one of my 1 lick 1 minute licks, which you can find on my Patreon. There's a whole series of those where a whole lesson is based around just a single 1 or 2 bar lick. So let's go through. I'll stay close to the melody, but I will decorate it, and I'll do the octave jump and a few little fills, and then we'll do a proper solo. Okay, and now a solo, and as usual I take the line of least resistance, which is basically treating most of the A section as just D, and you can base it around the D pentatonic if you want, or the D major blues scale, but paying some attention also to the 2-5-1s. For example, E-7 to A7 to D is a 2-5-1, and I've got a video about the 2-5-1, and understanding and recognizing those is a very valuable thing. One of the things it enables you to do is to start with confidence down a scale. knowing that it's going to go through all 3 chords, and you're aiming for a target note which fits neatly onto the D chord. And when you get to the beginning of the bridge, some kind of arpeggio which will accentuate the D7 is useful. And then, as I said before, really accent the E7 chord. And then that lick again, and so on. So I'll play out with a, I think 3 times round on a solo. If you would like a copy of the sheet music for this, do subscribe to the channel and send me an email. And if you join me on Patreon, you not only get all of my PDFs in one go, you can also get at level 2 a choice of my backing tracks, and at level 3 all of my backing tracks, and monthly one-to-one lessons as well. So thanks for watching. I'll play you out with this solo.